You're listening to Into the Twilight, an independent, listener-supported show. Subscribe at patreon.com/intothetwilight for monthly bonus episodes, weekly shoutouts, a Patreon-only book club, and more. Thanks for support, and now, on with the show.
Now tuning in to Earbud Media. Audio for everyone.
We're here.
Yeah.
We have consistency. We're here.
Sure. Yeah.
Welcome to Into the Twilight and our brand new summer refresh.
Yes.
Brought to you. I can't take any credit for it. That's all you. That's all Cody.
We got new things. We're out
here.
We
got new stuff.
Baby.
I'm so excited to read again.
I know, yeah. We're gonna be literate, maybe. We might read a book for the podcast, which we haven't done in so many years, it seems.
I miss it. I love that we were like, let's read a book for the podcast right as this show launches its spinoff.
Yeah, hey, we could also do that. Listen, the Coven TM is a very loosey-goosey. It could be a book club. It could be a show club. We could just do that.
Yep.
It's whatever y'all want.
We are open to the whims.
Right.
We can be bought. We do say that often here.
Right. Yeah, I'm more willing to be bought than ever before, so.
Always. Yep. How are you? How are you doing?
I'm here. I'm living. I would like to talk about a show. And yeah. I know, the timing of this is not great, because the star in question has been saying stuff on Twitter.com and also the trades that I'm not a fan of.
Yeah, she's making me sad.
She's making some choices.
Her fuck-ass boyfriend.
Yeah. Yeah. But, and I also know that I'm like the last person on earth to watch this show. I get it, okay? All right.
No,
I'm
you're
gonna
not.
talk about it. Okay, great. I can always count on you. But I want to talk about Poker Face, okay?
Okay.
Because it's so fun. And I don't know why it took us so long to start watching it, because on paper, it is everything I love, right?
I agree. I get ads for it all the time.
And it's like listen, I'm a slut for a Columbo, for a Murder, She Wrote.
Yes.
Right? Give me a monster/murder of the week situation, and I'm fucking happy.
That is, you could lure me into a trap.
Yeah.
With it.
Yes, I'm very susceptible to this exact kind of thing.
Yeah, I agree.
We're in that weird television period right now where a lot of things have just recently ended or are ending, and some things are starting up again, but like in that weird little medium of like, we don't have a lot that we're currently watching on a week-to-week basis.
Yeah, I don't know why HBO Max passed the torch to Love Island as the new Sunday discourse show, but all right.
Yeah, what a historic layup for HBO to be like, okay, all of our biggest shows we're going to end on the same week, and then we're going to fill that void with the Cocomelon that is, and just like that. And you know what? I respect that. Yeah, I respect that, okay? So we finally decided to try it, and it's fucking fun, man. It's so good. Rian Johnson's fucking whole thing is all over this thing. His hands are in every pie in this situation.
All right.
And it's great.
Damn it.
And you can tell that he like loves this kind of media, right? Of just like this,
Yeah.
It's very much in reference to a lot of things. And it's very fun because while it is, there is a larger arc of like Natasha Lyonne's character throughout a season, but it's also a very murder of the week kind of vibe where like there is a different thing happening each episode. So you can have more fun with like guest casting or like, different like just like little vignettes of something rather than a larger show with a lot of larger arcs and stuff, which is fucking fun They don't be making shows like this anymore. And I love that shit.
They don't.
They don't. And it's fucked up because I want to see a variety of... Give me Chloe Sevigny as a doom metal front woman who maybe does a murder. Maybe. Who knows, right?
Maybe. It is disappointing to have Natasha where she's at right now.
Yeah.
Because the best kind of murder of the week content has awareness and commentary.
Right.
And so
yeah, totally.
To have her and her boyfriend owning an AI company and going like deep into that right now, I'm like, hey girl.
Yeah.
What's up with that?
Like, hey, and why are we like tripling down? You know what I mean?
Right,
like,
right.
There's some very like measured criticism, not even like, you know, fuck you, right? Which like people can feel however they want, whatever, that's fine. But like people are being very like, hey, this kind of feels bad, right? Just as a whole. And it's just like she's going full cartoon villain in opposition, and it's like, whoa. I think we've gotten the reaction here is a little bit not great. Don't love it.
Right. Like, we know you're so defensive because you're making up quotes from people who are dead.
Right. It's like, I don't know if that's how you get the people in your favor, my guy.
God
that's
damn.
A choice, you know?
Girl, so confusing. You know what I mean?
Literally. But yes, mixed feelings, but as a product of a show, it is very fun, and it's a good time. It fills a void.
That is very helpful to know, because I do get ads for it on Peacock all the time. And
Yeah.
I'm like, hey, I'd probably like that.
Right.
Anyway. Let me just go rewatch New Girl again.
Yeah, many such cases, for sure.
Yeah. Damn. Okay, that's good to know.
How are you doing, my dude? I am very intrigued by this image you've selected here.
Listen, okay?
Mm-hmm.
It's been a week at work.
Sure.
And the only thing that I wanted to talk about is not helpful content to anyone, because I've just been, all of the content on Dropout this week brought me joy.
Yeah.
And that's not interesting to anyone. But it's true and it's real. So
Absolutely.
What I wanted to bring to the space is something that I got from Costco this week.
Okay.
And
okay,
has been
Costco.
very helpful. Yes, thank you, Costco. It's been very helpful because it's been very warm here in the Pacific Northwest. I've been wanting this. It's been on my to buy list for like 3 years, but I haven't bought it because I've been like, I can solve this in other ways.
Sure.
I finally got a neck fan.
Ooh.
And it is unfortunately so worth it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Since I got this a couple days ago, we're best friends now.
Right.
I love this thing.
Conjoined at the hip now.
We're soulmates, actually.
Wow.
I fucking love this neck fan. And the thing is, so y'all know this about Costco, right? You can't just buy like one thing. So
Sure.
it came in a pack of 2.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know what I'm going to do with the other one yet. I might donate it or something, or
Sure.
keep it in case I fucking use through this other one. I don't know. But what I enjoy about it is it's made in a way that's really comfortable to sit on your neck. So it's not like hard, which is nice.
Sure. Yeah.
But when I talked about this a couple years ago, that I got a bed jet, those like fans for my when I sleep at night, and that is still, I use that thing every night. It's the best purchase I've ever made as far as like cost per use.
Yeah.
But the only thing that it doesn't help with on times like this where it's hot out is the top, right? Like face neck up.
Yeah.
That's not where the sheet goes.
Sure.
So this helps with that, of like, if I don't want to bring a desk fan into my face.
Sure.
Because that would probably cause dry nose and all this stuff. I can just use a neck fan when I'm getting settled at night. Helps with sensory issues.
Yeah.
And it's perfect.
Hell yeah.
And it's so simple. I don't know why I put off getting it for years. Because I was like, oh, well, I'll just use an ice pack or whatever.
Sure.
It's great. It's perfect. Thank you, Neck Fan. You're great.
Hell yes. Truly the innovation in the fan space.
Listen.
Is commendable. Like, no, not even a joke. Like, actually, truly, I feel this way. Of like, hell yeah, get it on your neck. Hell yeah, make it really small and hold in your hand. You know? Fuck
so
yeah.
year 3000. Because when I was a kid, we would have those ones you'd hold in your hand.
Sure. Yeah.
And you would put up, but you had to keep it to like right next to your fucking eyes.
Right.
Because they weren't strong enough.
Yeah.
And sometimes if people were cool enough, they'd have the ones where you could also spritz water on them too. But this is, you don't have to hold it in your hands.
Yeah.
That's such a game changer. So thank you, Neck Fan. You're great. I appreciate you immensely. You would have changed my life when I was like playing softball.
Sure.
And I mean, I wouldn't have been able to like bring it out into the outfield, but like waiting for tournaments when I was outside all the time.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god. Ugh. Thank you, Neck Fan. I appreciate you immensely.
Yeah. Wow.
And also thank you, Costco. Because I was like, well, I don't know where else I'm going to get this, but Costco. Sure.
Only tangentially related, but I saw one of my favorite headlines I've ever seen in my life this morning, in which the TSA has had to beg people to stop using their Costco membership card as a real ID, and that's just a beautiful concept to me.
Okay, but here's the thing. That's funny that people are doing that, but also Costco's are so strict about letting people in with your Costco member ID.
Oh yeah.
The fact that you can't use that is wild.
Like, what's more real than this ID, this form of identification?
Right, exactly.
Because they got to go through. They're looking every which way.
I know that it's not a valid like government form of ID. Everyone, shut up.
You
have to get your photo to you. To you, but you have to get your photo on it, and they look at.
Yeah, they're doing the same shit where it's like that Logitech fucking camcorder webcam taking your photo against a wall. What's different? Exactly.
Costco knows they have all my data. So what do you mean that it's not the TSA? Okay.
Yeah.
It's more valid than. What do you want me to do? Bring an electricity bill?
Yeah, come on.
Same thing.
Come on.
Same thing as when Costco sends me my gift certificate for spending money there. Okay? Same thing. I wouldn't do it because y'all can't catch me flying for nothing. There's no way in hell I'm dealing with people. Yeah. But that's that makes sense to me.
Yeah.
I get it. And I support people for doing it. God forbid someone has whimsy, okay?
Yeah, jeez.
Goddamn.
Come on. There's so little joy in this world. Let someone just go wild with the Costco membership.
It's just, someone did it as like a funny joke, and then the people above them were like, hey, I didn't know that one worked. Right. Let me try that.
You tell me I don't have to go to the DMV? Fuck yeah. You kidding?
God damn. So we don't have a lot of news this week.
We don't.
But we're in the throes of Dakota Johnson press junket right now.
It's my favorite time ever in the world.
I am very excited to see this Challengers-esque movie.
Yes. Oh, absolutely.
It does look very good. I don't know what it's about, but I saw Dakota and one of the Seths on late night talking about how it's a romance, comedy, drama.
Yeah.
And I'm locked in.
I'm here for it.
I'm very
Absolutely.
excited. Yeah. We have two pieces of news. One, in which you sent to me this week. And I should have known because I saw a photo of her with Taylor this week, and I was like, God damn it. Okay.
The way that's like the siren song now of like
it is.
It's so good.
I should have known.
Right. It's like that's how you know. If she's hanging out, if any of your girlies are hanging out with Taylor Swift at night, just with the girls, like there's a broken off engagement in the works. Like that's the kill shot,
It's not a bad move for publicists, I'll tell you that.
Absolutely, for sure.
So You were smart in sending me this because you weren't wrong. I also thought that Dakota and Chris Martin had been out of it.
Yeah.
They had changed their Facebook relationship status a long time ago.
Sure. Yeah.
But apparently it's for reals this time.
I love to, like, the quotes in here are being like, it feels real this time. You know, like, it actually might happen. And it's like, I feel, you know, Berenstain Bears right now of like, this happened already, right? Like, this was a thing. But again, we haven't seen them, like, together in a while. And we don't, you know? Like, I don't know. That's not just, like, it's not a couple that we are really on the pulse of anything.
Frankly, I don't want to.
No, yeah, I'm fine. Like, whatever. Y'all do your thing. Whatever. But apparently it's, like, for real this time? Question mark?
Dakota, you deserve better than off and on relationships with all... Chris Martin, of all people?
Yeah.
God damn. Why is he... He needs to figure his shit out, okay?
Yeah. This man is pushing 50. You know what I mean?
Why is it still complicated for him?
Right. What does he have? What is he waiting for? You know? It feels like they've been engaged for 1,000 years.
Why can't he love you like you do? He's 50.
Right.
I don't understand.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, apparently she stepped out. She looked great. She just wants to be bejeweled, and he can't handle it.
Yeah. Okay, so this is confirming what I was thinking of. So in summer of last year, there were rumors of this again. But the way this rep for them, like, clarifies it is so funny because they're like, oh yeah, they're super happy. Like, sure, they've had issues and, like, taken breaks, but things are so sick. And then she says they both love their careers. Like, that's... that doesn't inspire the most amount of confidence in, like, the happiness of their relationship.
I think Chris Martin is trying to follow the Ben Affleck playbook here.
Sure.
We're just gonna do an off and on.
Mm-hmm.
But he has overestimated how much I care.
Yeah.
Here. Because he doesn't have a Matt Damon side piece.
No.
If he does, let me know. When you get one, let me know. But for now, I don't give a shit. My favorite thing to come out of the press junket was Dakota just absolutely taking down the Alexes.
God.
For Variety.
Listen, she's right.
She's not wrong.
She's right. Listen, those two, because I'm, you know, internet brain, I unfortunately do know the difference. Do I like that I know the difference? No, I hate it. I shouldn't know the difference because these two white women are exactly the same in content in terms of just how they look as well. So I get it. She's right to say that.
I think it is a valuable take for her to look at them and be like, so they're both named Alex. They both have podcasts. Do they like each other? Do they not like each other?
Are they friends? I don't know. Are they beefing? What's going on?
She got a lot more interested when she thought they were beefing.
Yeah. Right. Battle of the Alexes, you know? Earl versus Cooper.
It was very refreshing for her to be like, why... What do you mean?
Yeah.
That they are so close to each other on this attendance list and they do the same thing. You need to get a different niche, please.
Oh, God.
Thank you. Thank you, Dakota. It's wildly refreshing from someone of your nepotism caliber.
Yeah, listen, she's so funny. When she's allowed to be funny, it's great. And sometimes it's very unintentionally so. But it's even more so in that way, which is great. Like, people on this press tour, for some reason, keep asking her about Madam Web, and she has to keep going, listen, that wasn't my fault. I don't know what to tell you guys. I tried my best, okay? Lay off.
I'm so grateful that they keep asking her about it, though.
Yeah. No, never stop,
and they
truly.
should do it more.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was not sure what to expect this week.
Yeah.
Especially after last week, when all I wanted was happiness for a senior prom, and all I got was pain.
Right.
But this was the most backdoor pilot that I've ever seen.
Literally, like, I
don't even know if it was a back door. It was a front door.
It was a front door, right. It's like, hey, do you want to know more about these people? What if I told you there's a whole other show starring this crew? And it's like, listen, I see what you're doing. I get it. However, like, given the point in time we are in this narrative and in this season, it feels...
Can we hit snooze?
Fucking batshit. Yeah, I was like, can we pick this up some other time? Like, I feel like there's a lot of threads that we still need to resolve in the next 2 episodes of this television program. And, like, why are we spending 45 minutes... And I love New Orleans. I love the vibe here for sure. But I'm like, I think we got stuff at home that we got to deal with that's a bit more important to the very direct and immediate narrative that is going to happen soon. Like,
no,
what?
Literally. Why? This starts off with, why is she in a cage? And it's like, oh, well, she bit me. Right? And then it's like, we still have fucking Silas out in the loose somewhere that we don't know of. He has the cure. And they're like, so anyway, let's go to New Orleans and find out that and find out about Haley, who I fucking forgot about.
Yeah. Why is she now critical to the narrative? What is going on?
No, I'm gonna set this show on fire. Why the fuck are they doing abstinence only education of, like, if you have sex once, you're gonna get pregnant and die?
And, like, listen, this is CWing to a very extreme level this episode.
No,
for
exactly.
Sure. But, like, that made me laugh so hard because everyone...
To Haley?
Yeah. Like, everyone in that conversation is like, how the fuck did that happen? Like, what do you mean? Like, how does that even work? Right?
It was
and there's
so...
It's like, what do you mean you got her pregnant?
Not just, like,
what do you
biologically.
Mean? Yeah.
Right? Because Klaus was like, what the fuck do you mean?
Yeah.
Like, that shouldn't have happened for a multitude of reasons. One, because I didn't give a fuck about Haley, and everyone knows you only get pregnant because you care, right?
Right.
But also,
Right.
it only happens when people love each other.
Yeah.
That's what I was taught 1,000 years ago. But second of all, I can't get pregnant. And it's like, no, Klaus, we know you can't get pregnant. It's not you.
He's like, I got nothing down there. I don't know how this happened.
I'm a Ken doll.
Yeah, I'm smooth.
He's like, no, Klaus. The vampire side of you can't. The werewolf side of you can? Question mark?
And, like, be so fucking for real. That's the line of logic we're working on here? Are you kidding me?
We're doing a Punnet square? Really? The witches are doing a Punnet square?
Yeah, it's like your recessive traits of you being technically part werewolf does give you the ability to get someone pregnant. Like, what are you talking about? What do you mean?
I've never felt more betrayed in my life than the fact that they took Elijah. Elijah, who you all know I would kill for.
Yeah.
And they made him be Rose this episode.
Yes, totally.
Of, like, the baby.
Yeah,
the baby, Klaus. Think about the baby. Think about our family.
God.
The legacy.
Elijah
and Klaus is like, get the fuck off me. I don't give a fuck.
Elijah's exhibiting such, like, child of divorce energy right now.
Literally.
Because he's like, what if I parent trap the situation to get my family back together? And, like, maybe we'll all realize that we're better together than apart. And I know we have issues and stuff. And it's like, Elijah, honey, sweetie, poopsie, baby. I love you. But this is insanity.
Elijah, your eldest sibling energy is coming out right now.
Yeah.
You are doing the thing that a lot of couples do. Babies don't fix things.
Yeah.
Actually.
Right. And what if you can't fix all of your family's centuries-long traumas by yourself? You know? What if that's not on your shoulders, eldest sibling? Yeah, he's gonna try his damnedest.
He's gonna die trying.
Like, logistically, what is this baby? Is it gonna be...
Antichrist.
Is it well, yes, certainly it's gonna be the Antichrist, absolutely. But, like, does it come out, like, baby, but also has the ability to be werewolf, or is it wolf? I'm gonna be like,
I mean, if Sophie is gonna pull out the fucking Punnet square here,
yeah, for sure.
Haley is all werewolf.
Yes.
Klaus
Uh-huh.
is 50-50.
Sure.
So if I remember my 9th grade biology, then that's a lot of werewolf.
It's a lot of wolf, for sure. Very
Right.
wolf forward. This is so...
Haley? What do you mean?
Like, listen, this show makes a lot of silly choices that I don't agree with on many levels. This is just fucking so dumb. What are you doing? What are we doing here? What do you mean? What do you mean?
I don't understand. I will say, for a backdoor pilot, I was hooked. Like, I was intrigued for a lot of this episode.
Listen.
It was hard for me to divorce the fact that I was like, everything is blowing up in Mystic Falls right now.
Yeah, literally. It's like, we need some boots on the ground at home, right? Like, I'm glad you're having your little New Orleans vacation out here. However, what the fuck is wrong with you? But I will say, I agree. Like, I can see how they're setting up something that could be very interesting on its own merits, an own show. Like, how this started with Marcel fucking singing out there. Are you kidding me? Like,
oh my God.
And that's fun, right? It felt very obviously a much worse version, but it felt like in line with the sort of Interview with the Vampire Southern, like, you know, Jets and Sharks kind of situation of like, I run this town, this is my city. Obviously it's a much poorer version of that, but like I see the vision, right? Like, I understand that that's like, he's an interesting character, like the idea of, you know, witchcraft being like not really allowed, but there's like, you know, there's this sort of like kitchen. Yes, right. And there's this sort of like tenseness of relationships and like to spiritualness and magic and stuff, which I think is interesting, right? But like, I think we have other things, given the short amount of time we have left, to kind of...
Yeah, Marcel, do you know you have 30 minutes before every every creature from hell comes back?
Like, all this is really cool and sick, but like, none of this is gonna matter when the gates of hell are opened, which will happen because none of these people are doing jack shit about Silas.
Right.
Because either the folks at home are trying to starve Elena so bad that she wants to get her humanity back, which again, not the highest priority. I understand why you're doing this, but not really the thing we need to be doing right now. And then everyone else is fucking off in New Orleans, and like, Klaus is looking at art and being like, what if people are tortured and have like dark pasts about them and are scared? It's like, okay, great. I'm glad we're learning, I guess, but this all seems like a waste of time.
Right. I need someone who's watched this show to really help me out here, because based on this pilot, and again, I'm saying backdoor pilot loosely because we know these characters, right? They're not, like, it is very much a spinoff.
Yeah.
I need someone to help me out here on where Klaus is going. Mm-hmm. This backdoor pilot felt like they were doing a lot of retconning on Klaus.
Yes.
Here. And we're like, oh, Klaus, he's not a fascist leader. He doesn't have the original powers. Mm-hmm. He will totally step aside and let Marcel run things and kill a witch in front of him that he needs answers from. And I was like, who the fuck is this guy?
Yeah.
Klaus doesn't stand aside for anyone or anything.
Especially when it impacts him directly and what he wants. Like,
exactly.
That's his whole thing.
He only started to get his groove back in the last, 2 seconds of the episode.
Yeah.
And I'm saying that in a derogatory way, because y'all know I don't fuck with Klaus. But it was the whole, air conversation with Elijah that I was like, that's the Klaus that we've seen for the last few seasons. But they were trying to give this vibe of Klaus being passive and waiting for his shot. And I'm like, who the fuck is this guy? Yeah. I've never seen this Klaus before.
Yeah, Mr. has never not taken the opportunity to take his shot at power and fame and success. What do you mean he's like meek sad boy? And that whole conversation with, what is her name, Camille? That sort of like retcon thing of being like, first of all, very like trying to make her like the manic pixie dream girl of like, like what if people had feelings, right? What if
the bartender, yeah.
Yeah, and then being like, you know, every artist has a story. It's like, okay, all right, Wattpad, let's go. All right. And being like, wow, look at this guy. He's painting, but he's also like so mad. He's angry, but he's also hurt and he's scared. He's a scared little boy, but he's also a big, strong, bad guy. And it's like, what the fuck are we doing here? What are we doing here?
It's just Klaus, of course you're going to find a blonde who's interested in a tortured painter.
There's one thing he's going to do.
Get it together.
Let's find a blonde who teaches him to maybe think about having emotions. Maybe. God.
Speaking of which, him calling and leaving a voicemail for Caroline, which should have been a text.
Yeah, this all could have been an email.
Literally. It could have been a text to himself. But he leaves that voicemail for Caroline, which is 20 seconds max. He's like, hey, sup, Caroline. I'm in this random place. I'm doing all this cool shit. I thought you should know. Okay, bye. What are you doing?
He's so unserious because he's like, is trying to be like nice for, I mean, not nice, but like for lack of a better word, is trying to be making him seem like he cares about her, right? Because he's like, man, I'm fucking rocking it out here. I'm in my favorite place in the world. I'm doing awesome stunts and cool things. But I can't help but wonder and help but think about how I'd rather you be here with me doing this cool shit or like seeing me at my prime. And it's like, okay, what the fuck? She's got tests to study for. You know what I mean? Like
Exactly.
she's like, can we stop? What is going on?
It was so vague. I don't understand what's going on. And obviously there's a part of it that Klaus is obviously crashing out because who wouldn't when you find out that this woman that he said in the episode was just a one-night stand. It's like, What do you mean that there is a fetus in there? And I can hear the heartbeat when it was literally like 2 weeks ago, right?
Yeah.
And sure, I'll go with the Breaking Dawn science that like this fetus is adapting and like growing more rapidly.
Sure.
But
Sure.
This happened 2 seconds ago. So what are you talking about that there's a heartbeat already?
The way they did that with the fucking vampire hearing of like the intense heartbeat was so fucking nasty. It's like, whoa. What if this is a person? It's like, oh my god, what the fuck is this? This is so bananas.
One thing I'll say about the vampires, and just in general, the creatures in New Orleans, they have that hearing on.
Yeah, for sure.
All of them have that turned on, unlike Tweedledee and Tweedledum in Mystery Falls.
Right.
Because we saw it with Marcel and his lackeys.
Mm-hmm.
We saw it with Sophie and Jane Ann, who are witches, but they've, they got the heebie-jeebies and were paying attention to, which I appreciated.
Yeah.
So we can at least say that for them as well. One thing I noticed in Marcel's first scene, that really just set the tone, and I love New Orleans. They've had a couple of episodes there, and I've appreciated it. But one, Marcel's very hot. Loved that.
Yeah, totally.
They panned really quickly to some of the people in the bar when he was singing, and I saw a bar patron with sea foam pants. And that, I was like, oh, I'm in it. We're in 2013. Right. I feel so safe here.
Yeah.
I'm so grateful for this time period and where we're at right now.
Yeah.
And it made me very happy just to know that Marcel is dragging people around the French Quarter who probably have like circle infinity scars. And that's great.
That's what it's all about.
He is very intriguing to me. Being a mentee of Klaus, which, first of all, never thought Klaus would have mentees.
Yeah.
The idea of an evil, or at least very morally gray vampire in this show who is black is very important to me. And that there was that moment when he was talking about Jane Ann, which she didn't need to die that way. That was pretty nasty myself.
Yeah.
But he studied law, and he was like, I know you're lying. You know you're lying. You know I know you're lying.
Right. Just, who was flying the plane?
Like, exactly. It was such a... His people skills are very intriguing to me, and I want to see more of that character.
Yeah.
I also thought several times that him and Klaus were going to kill each other or kiss, and I was like, okay. Would like
I'm
to see
open
more.
to it.
I would tell me more about this interaction between the two of you.
Yeah.
I don't know about this dude. It feels very weird to me to be like, you've lived in New Orleans this long, and you are intentionally keeping magic out of it. Because if there's one thing I know about New Orleans, having never been there, I know that it is a very spiritually strong space.
Oh, yeah.
Why would you not let people, like specifically the witches there, practice magic? Why would you stop that?
Right.
Other than you're just a power-hungry person.
Yeah.
Feels like a lot of the writers on this show being like, so fuck magic, I guess.
I guess it just doesn't happen here. Arguably the most haunted and spiritual-based place in the continental United States in terms of, like, witchcraft specifically. But okay, sure.
Yeah, guess we won't have any consequences there for these witches.
Yeah.
I felt very bad for Sophie. Almost every scene,
yeah,
she had tears in her eyes.
God, yeah.
Which has got to be rough.
Yeah.
Which is wild that I felt more for her this episode than I did for Haley.
Yeah, right?
And I knew next to nothing about Sophie. So that sucks, but oh well. Rip, girl.
Rip, girl.
I am curious to know your thoughts, because I found this character very distracting. One of Marcel's lackeys with the page boy hat on.
Oh my god.
Who finally
Newsies.
Who almost died. Yeah, the newsie.
The way so much of this is, like, oddly, like, West Side Story set up in a way. Like, it's so... Like, I'm not anti it, but I felt like there were many points where I'm like, are they gonna start singing? Like, what is... But also, like, dancing, fight dancing, you know? What's going on here? And
they really could have.
Thing. They could have, and I would have enjoyed it. Listen, if we're already doing, like, essentially a, you know... Not a filler episode, but, like, not a filler episode, you know? As far as the main plot is concerned.
2 episodes until the finale. If this isn't a filler episode, I don't know what the hell
it is. True. Right, yeah, so let's get some... I'm appreciative of how much singing there was already, but we could have done a full musical episode. Cowards, okay? But yeah, that he was very distracted, for sure. This this whole crew of Marcel's crew.
It was just... a lot. I will say, because there were a lot more extras this episode than usual. Sometimes when we have stuff in, like, the city, like the main city part of Mystic Falls, we have more extras. But this, Marcel has a lot of folks around him. There was another extra that I really appreciated. It was near the end of the episode when Klaus kind of comes in right before he kills that fucking newsie.
Yeah.
And Marcel, like, raises his glass and he's like, the party never ends. Or no, Marcel just says the party never ends. There's an extra in the back of that scene who raises their glass. And I was like, you didn't need to do that. I know no one asked you to do that. And I love you for it.
Yeah.
Because that's so real.
Yeah.
And I appreciate you.
Got a real party animal out here. And I appreciate that.
Yeah. I'm very intrigued by what his whole plan is now. Of like, okay, so I'm going to save the newsie. I'm going to infiltrate this and take it down from the inside to help Sophie.
Yeah.
kill Marcel, and then what? And then what? You have 2 seconds before Silas brings everyone back. Klaus,
right.
Get it together.
Like, to some extent, I'm like, okay, I can see what you're trying to do here. But again, this is incredibly side quest material that kinda is not really urgent right now. Like, you have thousands of years, potentially, to fuck over Marcel, right? Like, that's fine. Yeah. He's gonna just do what he's doing for thousands of years in New Orleans. What is not on as loosey-goosey of a timeline is Silas. And why are we just pretending that's not a huge fucking problem?
No, I agree. I think that he is... Fucking over Marcel at this point is like step 10 on your list right now, Klaus.
Right.
Why are we focused on this?
Priorities, baby. Like, I get it. I understand. You can still do that. But if you do this and then somehow that just fucks over the very immediate timeline that we are currently facing, then you did it for nothing. You did it for nothing.
I agree.
What's going on?
I agree. And that's why I was very confused by Rebecca.
Yeah.
Not that she doesn't want to go to New Orleans, because I get it. You don't need to do what your brothers want you to do. But she was like, I'm going to stay in Mystic Falls and live my life.
Yeah.
Okay, sure. Mm-hmm. Why is no one focused on Scary Guy?
Yeah.
Where are priorities?
Like, do you think he just, booped away and it's like, all right, I'm not going to be a problem to you guys anymore. Don't worry about it. It's like, he's been actively fucking with you guys for the last several weeks, right? Like, this is...
Yeah.
It doesn't seem like he's going anywhere. And
what
I'm a little
if Haley gives birth and it's Silas?
Right.
Then what, Klaus?
Right.
You know he can make hallucinations happen. Then what?
What are you going to do? What the fuck is going on? God.
Why is no one planning anything? You're stressing me out.
Yeah.
I don't get it. I don't blame Rebecca though. Of y'all can go make trouble there as much as you want, but you can't force me to go. So
right. Like, irredeemable on all fronts, you know? Like, he can go fuck around and do whatever his fucking side quest is. We don't have to do that. Like,
no.
We can just live our lives, you know? Who gives a fuck what Klaus is doing?
It was so sad, too, because Elijah was like, I know that you want to be human and be able to grow old and have a family, but I'm offering you that right now. Mm-hmm. She's like, you're not, though.
Yeah, right.
You're offering me maybe a nephew, a niece. Yeah. I don't want to be part of that. Klaus is weird. And he's like, come on.
Yeah, come on.
I don't want to drive there by myself. Come on. Yeah. I feel for him. I get you, Elijah. But you can't make fetch happen. I'm sorry.
Yeah. There's also a part of me that how random this all feels is, you know, because at the end of last episode, Catherine, writes that note or whatever. It's like, hey, bitch, Klaus. You want a shot at this? And, seems like she's just leading him on a wild goose chase.
Oh, 100%.
Because maybe she doesn't give a fuck. You know what I mean? It just feels like there's nothing of urgency in this outside of Catherine just being like, hey, you want to fuck some shit up? And he's like, bet, okay. It's like, okay.
Yeah, if he's been doing this for 100+ years, why now?
Right. Well, the timing seems wildly inconvenient, given the urgency and immediacy is everything else going on. So, I don't know, maybe Catherine's just trying to fuck shit up. Whatever. But otherwise, this doesn't make any fucking sense.
I agree. I think that her line this episode about being lonely and hating it, via Elijah, was sad.
Oh, yeah.
It was also sad that Elijah said goodbye to her. Because why? Why are we doing that, Elijah? I don't like it when you give forehead kisses.
Yeah.
Because it's never good when you do that.
Why are we breaking up our finest lavender marriages? It's unfair.
Right. I don't know that needs to be broken up. Other than the fact that I know Catherine can't be around Klaus.
Yeah.
But I mean, it doesn't mean that she still can't be in New Orleans and wreaking havoc there.
Yeah.
Two things can't be true.
Right.
So I felt for her. It made me sad. I'm still unsure of how these episodes are supposed to be watched. Like, I know on the TVD wiki it says that both of the next ones are supposed to be airing simultaneously. What I'm concerned about, though, regarding the actual plot of this television show, is Elena at the end of this episode saying to Tweedledee and Tweedledum about let's see who breaks first.
Oh my god. I don't have high hopes for that.
And I'm not concerned about her.
No. Historically, has been very hard to break, right?
Correct.
Meanwhile, both Damon and Stefan, very susceptible.
No, they're just like, oh, well, we'll just put her in here and hope for the best.
Like,
maybe when she gets hungry, that'll be an emotion.
And I guess they're kind of operating on the same logic of, like, when Stefan was Ripper mode or whatever, and, like, he was all tied up for a while, and then Elena was like, hey, you have feelings, right? And it's like, okay, we're back. Which, like, sure, but also, no offense, but Stefan's mind is a little... easier to crack. He has a rose
tattoo on his arm, for God's sake.
He's always somewhat connected to his emotions, even when he isn't, right? Elena's like fucking stone cold Steve Austin right now. There's like, there's 100%. Nothing coming in and out of there. And if you're in a stalemate contest with Elena on the dark side, I don't think you're winning that.
No.
She's outwitting, she's outlasting, she's outplaying, you know? She's there.
No, for real. Jeff should be scared of her. Because right before Stefan went dark side, his brother didn't die and he didn't set his house on fire. So
right. Yeah.
I think we're in different starting modes.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely. Ugh.
No.
God, these fools make me so mad.
No, I think that we've always known that the emotional tenacity between Stefan and Elena is... there's no contest between the two of them.
Yeah.
But I am concerned because looking at the photo from next week of She's Come Undone is not great.
Yeah.
But here's what I'll say. The photo of Nina in this does look remarkably like what Catherine looks like this last episode.
That is true. Yeah.
So... which one is it? You know what I mean? I mean, I would assume Elena, but who's to say? You know?
Yeah.
We have some amazing patrons to thank.
Hell yeah.
Who are sticking with us as we get so close to the finale of this season.
Yes. God, troopers.
Would you like to start us off?
Absolutely. Thank you to Greg Lautner.
Ooh. Thank you to April Dobrev.
Ooh. Thank you to Sean Salvatore.
Ooh, thank you to Megan Pattinson.
Ow. Thank you to Katya Karp.
Ooh, thank you to Genevieve Morgan.
Ooh, thank you to Danielle Burke.
Ooh, thank you to Janae Bennett.
Ooh, thank you to Sophia Salinger.
Ooh, thank you to Dan Zeklos.
Pew, pew, pew. Thank you to Emily Ozera.
Ooh, and last but certainly not least, thank you to Jaylene Ivashkov.
Ow, ow, ow.
I have a fanfiction for you. It is by the author, LaGrange. It is titled, Gotta Get Home Before the Sun Comes Up.
Okay.
And I'm reading... Oh, this was also published 2 days ago on June 5th.
Okay.
So it's fast. I'm reading the summary for you here. The summary is, it's a Sunday morning when Bonnie Bennett disappears from her apartment in New Orleans, only to appear back in her Graham's house, halfway dressed in a witch costume and 16 years younger. Needless to say, she is raging. And I missed her dearly this episode, so it felt appropriate to
Yeah.
talk about Bonnie.
Oh, yeah.
I think that she would make some heart eyes at Marcel,
Yeah,
like we all.
I can see that.
I would very much, I would spray a water bottle at her because I don't want her near any influential men right now. She just needs to be with her friends.
Yeah.
And Marcel has a way with words. She needs to stay away from that after Shane. But I think she would fit in with some of the great witches we saw this episode.
Wow.
Friends, tell your friends about the show.
Yeah.
Tell your family about the show. Tell your ice cream truck about the show. If you get those. Most importantly, I'm going to finally try out Poker Face after getting all those advertisements about it.
Hell yeah. I'm gonna get a frickin' neck fan.
Dude,
I'm
do it.
influenced.
And as we say here in the Pacific Northwest,
Get bit.
ooh!
Ow. You've been listening to Into the Twilight, an independent production by Earbud Media. You can support the show by subscribing to our Patreon at patreon.com/intothetwilight, or rate and review us on your favorite podcast app. You can send us a backstory or a fanfiction at intothetwilightshow@gmail.com. Our music is by Eli Krause, and our art is by Maddie Padilla. You can find me on Twitter at Cody Corral and Allie at Many Are the Stars. Thanks for listening.
You've been listening to Earbud Media Production. Earbud Media, audio for everyone.